Hello everyone, let's talk about the movie A Bug's Life. Now, as an adult, this movie has a whole nother meaning to it for me. Now, the premise of this movie is an ant colony is enslaved by an evil grasshopper named Hopper. They have to pick food for themselves and for the grasshoppers, or they run the risk of getting harmed. Hopper does all the classic intimidation things: violence, fear, threatening, even ending somebody just to make a point. So the ants are understandably horrified of Hopper. However, Flick has different ideas. He thinks that there's more to life than just serving the grasshoppers. And his way of thinking actually scares the colony because they're so ingrained into this way of thinking and that way of life that they picture him as more of a troublemaker than anything else. This goes to reflect how if people are in a dystopian society long enough, they begin to assimilate and become complacent with what's going on, even if it isn't fair to them. But Flick is an outside thinker. He doesn't want to just conform just to fit into society. He wants something better for him and his entire colony. He even goes so far as to stand up to Hopper, which definitely does worry him. Check this out.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this brain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one? Are you kidding? How about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
Thanks for that insight, Hopper. Thanks for letting us all know that. But do you see, he was legitimately worried that he might give the other ants ideas, and he didn't want them to have those. As a matter of fact, there is a scene in which Flick confronts him and he's like, "You know that you need us, don't you?" Check it out.
Ants don't serve grasshoppers. It's you who need us. We're a lot stronger than you say we are. And you know it, don't you?
Did anyone else notice how nervous Hopper looked? Anybody else notice that? Did you notice how nervous he looked when he saw the people talking to one another? The ants. Huh, the title of the movie is A Bug's Life, right, babe? Hey, what do people usually call people they deem to be beneath them again?
Bugs, insects,
Huh.
flies.
Huh, that's weird. But anyways, pay no mind to that, guys. That had nothing to do with the video. But as Flick stated, it was them who needed the ants. The ants were not the inferior species. Without the ants, the hoppers would have to do their own work. And I also feel like this is kind of an homage to the grasshopper and ant story, if anybody remembers that. But, yeah. Just because someone tells you that your goal in life is to serve them and to enrich their lives while you stay in your place doesn't necessarily make it true. Hopper tried to tell the ants that ideas were very dangerous things, but didn't seem too dangerous for the ants, seemed more dangerous for the grasshoppers. Huh, where have I seen something like this before? I'm a little confused. Hold on, guys, I gotta think.
They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about capitalism. They're thinking about their greed.
Oh, don't mind that. I have absolutely no idea how that got in there, but yeah. This kind of reminds me of something else that's going on right now, doesn't it? What situation are we all currently a part of where there are people above us benefiting while we all suffer and have to work? Oh! Huh! Odd, isn't it? And it's almost like the ants in the movie actually had a better quality of life once they stopped feeding into their oppressors. I wonder if this wouldn't work in real life though, would it, babe?
Of course not.
At the end of the day, guys, understand it's them who need us. We outnumber them a fuck ton to 1. We're not here to serve them. They need us. And there have been so many examples of seeing just how bad corporations fall when people stop doing business with them, enough to reinforce that this is true. We are not put on this earth to serve people who are at the top, flicking food down to us when they feel like we're worthy enough for it. The fact that we are in a dystopian society where billionaires are begging us to have babies so they have more wage slaves is insane to me. They need us. That's why they're trying to do everything they can to keep us in bad positions while things go up and our wages don't do anything, and to deny women health care. They need us to keep producing the working class for them. And now that they're seeing birth rates are declining, they're trying to do anything and everything they can to force us to have children. Everything but assist us. Because from what I understand, if a certain man wanted to, he could actually afford to give every person in America $1 billion and not even see a dent in it. But he's more interested in hoarding things for himself. While we are sitting here, wage slaves to the rich above us, it's them who need us. This movie has so much more meaning to me as an adult. Who knew Pixar was out here predicting the future? You saw how nervous Hopper got, right? When they're all like, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. Keep in mind, guys, the rich wouldn't be rich without us. They need us. And they know it, which is why they try to keep us divided. Hopper tried his best to turn the colony against Flick because Flick was the dangerous one who thought outside of it and realized, like, hey, wait a minute. We don't have to listen to you. You need us. We're not inferior to you. You need us. Despite the fact that you are bigger and stronger than one of us on one, there's still more of us to outnumber you, and you need us. There's more of us than there are of them, and they need us. It's time for us as a society to pull together. Stop bankrolling these companies. Stop letting these CEOs think that they can treat us any type of way and not value our lives. Stop letting them treat us like working cattle. They need us more than we will ever need them. The wealth hoarding class that's a part of the 1% that has never had to worry about a single thing a day in their life does not get to tell us how to live our lives, not to go have fun because we need to focus on having kids. They literally said that the Mama Muskrat literally sat up there and said, you people are poor. Just have kids and don't have fun. Just keep reproducing wage slaves. That's what it sounded like to me, babe. What about you? Maybe I'm overreacting.
I can't say what I think.
Okay, yeah. They need us more than we need them. We as a collective are stronger than they are. We need to put our differences aside and work together to get better qualities of life. Because if we don't, things are just going to decline. It's not going to get better like this. I'm going to quote a very famous man here. Of course, I forgot his name, so please excuse me, but it's time for a change. Oh, and above all else, guys, don't forget, complacency is the enemy, not each other.